Big cat, how you came to be is no longer a mystery. Black sheep is your birthright. It's code for the one who brings the light. I bet if there's a crack, you don't fall back. Remember who you are. No rest for the wicked with their skullduggery. The use spell workers' projection to send out envy, hate, and jealousy. You are the prototype, your ancestors champion. They shield you and send back those spiritual attacks. You are divinely protected from the dummy bats. Yeah. Big cat, the most high, got your back. He sits high and looks low, so don't get smoked or smoke yourself. Big cat, move in silence. Only time you speak is to say checkmate.
Namaste! Grand Rising, Big Cat. Welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555. For your message or messages, come in! Come on! I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Energies. Up, Big Cat. I insist. May your comings and goings be forever covered by the grace of the Most High. When in doubt, go within. Let's dive right in and unpack. Oh. You have the energy of an 8, darling dears. The number of death and rebirth, karmic debt, money, Skrilla.com, inheritance, investments. What else can I tell you about the 8th house? It's the house of the occult, darling dears, psychic abilities, your legacies. It's also the house of intimacy, the marriage house or home, joint finances from other people, possibly from a job. As I said, it could be from an investment, an inheritance. Yeah, but Skrilla.com is on the tableau, darling dears. Well, according to the Chinese Lo-Shu grid, darling dears, the energy of the 8 comes with the element of wisdom, as well as what? Self-knowledge. So you've actualized yourself and realized that you are the baddest of them all. Okay. And it also speaks about you having some kind of rest, feeling a level of peace. 8th house could be spiritually guided. It also speaks about being close to your ancestral team. For others, this is an issue to do with your reproduction. Could be the determination of the birth parent or parents. Okay. The energy of the 8, you could be a life path 8. The number 8 rules the numbers 8, 17, and 26. The number 8 rules the letters H, Q, and Z. The 8 is ruled by Saturn. Saturn, the planet of limitations, time, restrictions, rewards. Saturn, the planet of what? Being diligent, darling dears, being determined, overcoming obstacles, no matter what, but staying focused, paying the due diligence, darling dears. Okay. You are what? The CEO of all you survey over the next few days, darling. There's I nearly said full-time, Freudian slip meant to come out. So you're an achiever, darling dears. All you survey could be your own business. You could have achieved something, darling dears. You may be about to receive some kind of promotion or a legacy. Okay. Your luckiest numbers over the next few days will be 2, 4, and 8. Your luckiest days will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Avoid the numbers 3, 7, and 9. It's about your inner fortitude, darling dears. You was able to see yourself through many a storm that had many left on the rocks of life. You are going to be put into a position where many will look up to you, darling dears. The CEO of all you survey. This is and it's also about realizing a new level of material satisfaction, if it is material things that you seek. The 8th house, as I said, is spiritual. It could be what? Spiritual awareness, spiritual level up, spiritual protection and cover. It also speaks about you receiving after some kind of struggle or delay. Remember I told you this, Big Cat. When you're going through the struggle, that's God's way of keeping you in the waiting room so that you can what? Learn your craft. Understand thyself, darling dears. Become self-automated. This is the whole point. You have to be able to help yourself before you can help anyone else. Pouring from a half full cup or an empty cup, darling. This is not fabulous, gorgeous, or lovely. Pinkies up. Somebody's also involved in some kind of research. It could be ancestral research. Again, I heard DNA samples, trying to go back to see what your lineage is. Okay, you've had a lot of delays, but you're going to find out that you come from a family or a family tree or a DNA lineage of great influence, darling dears. It's going to change your whole life trajectory. Be prepared for incoming inheritances. Remember, I told you that. Fist bump. You also have, we've got the 8th house here, and we've got the 12th house on top, darling dears. The 12th house is, again, highly spiritual house. It's the house of woundings, darling dears. The house of your own undoing subconsciously. The house of mental health. The house of confinement, prison, jail. But it's also a house of transformation, darling dears. And again, 2 highly spiritual houses coming out in juxtaposed position. Again, this is spiritual alignment or enlightenment. Maybe you are learning the occult. The occult is the word for hidden, darling dears. Maybe you're learning astrology, numerology, tarot, Reiki, whatever this occult practice that you're going through, darling dears. It was all part of divine plan or your Akashic record. You was meant to be on this path, darling dears. But you had to, because the 8th house, lean in, bestie. The 8th house also speaks about the taboo that's placed around the occult and spirituality, darling dears. This is about you overcoming the taboo placed on it by other people's ideas or beliefs. What other people want to believe is up to them, darling dears. You're free to believe and do exactly what you want to do. Remember, I told you that. Okay. The 12th house also speaks about strangers, darling dears. Family secrets being told to strangers. Definitely an unresolved issue within your birth family. Or it could be your immediate family, the family that you've made. I nearly said new family. Well, it is a new family when you make it. It's about you breaking some kind of past dysfunctional pattern, something from the past, darling dears. It could also speak about repaying of a karmic debt. No longer. Somebody's also putting down some form of escapism, whether that's drinking, drugs, alcohol, ways of thinking, darling dears. Some of you are using divination to what? Get up out of what kind of rut you may have found yourself in, and it was the best thing you could have ever done. Be careful of what? Over glorifying some kind of loss that you've had in your life, darling dears. It was a necessary loss in order for you to be at the level where you are right now. Strangers, yeah, strangers are knowing your family secrets, but a foreigner is about to help you, darling dears. Remember, I told you that. Okay, remember, divine will send you whom exactly you need at the right moment in time. We've got the energy of a 5 as well as an 8. Good golly and gosh, bestie. We've got 2 8s on the tableau. Energy of the 8, as I already said to you, darling, this is about power, possibly materialism, power and money. Debt is about intimacy, the SCX, joint finances, money from other people. It also speaks about an authoritative figure. Maybe you are it, or you have one coming into your life, darling dears. This is like a level up spiritually, darling dears. Somebody's going to enable you to level up. Okay, then maybe they'll be showing you a different way, or maybe you've been trying too hard. You know that you are in the process of being challenged and tested, because you're about to be blessed, darling dears. Because it's time for you to be prosperous in every way, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. Okay. All right. Opportunities are going to come towards you. Opportunities to create more money. Some of you are going to be put into a position where you'll be able to heal others. This is how you're going to generate revenue. But it's about you being and staying focused on what's important to you spiritually, darling, just because that's going to align you with what? Your pot of gold, bestie. Your pot of gold. Let's get an oracle ancestral message to see what's going on in the background. Somebody's definitely learning astrology or the occult, darling dears. It also speaks about financial planning. Somebody's having a look at their finances. Maybe taking better care of your finances, darling dears. Somebody's also about to take up yoga, which is going to be very healing for you. I can't make this up, darling dears. You will also be meeting like-minded soul tribe amongst this group. Again, it speaks about enlightenment. What you was once blind to, darling dears, you hear the confirmation. You shall now see. Thank you, Spirit. A healing circle, darling dears. I also heard swimming lessons. Somebody's taking swimming lessons, and it's about you being gentle with yourself, darling dears. You have to have compassion for self first and foremost when you are learning new things. This is like Neptune energy. Neptune is what? The 12th house, the house of hidden enemies, darling dears. Enemies that have what? Mental illnesses. Be very careful of someone with a mental illness, darling dears. They haven't healed. Okay. What did I say about being careful of someone that you know that's got a mental illness? Don't be fooled by them, darling dears, because as I said, the 8th house is also the house of death. Be very careful. They haven't healed, darling dears. They might most likely to pop off around you. And guess who they're going to pick on first? You. Remember, we've seen the first 48 in CSI. All right. Let's drop down and get our eagle on. You have the energy of the 5, so it's the creation of a stable foundation for you, or somebody is worried about the foundation that you've created, darling dears. The foundation could also be within self. Maybe you have learned to stand your ground. Scotty, not having it, mate. You realize sometimes you've just got to pop up and show a ninja. Yeah, come through, Kendrick Lamar. Push, clap, wop, 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 wop. Yes. Okay, energy of the 12th house as well as the 8th house twice. You're carrying that spiritual whip, and remember I told you, bestie, he or she who holds the whip runs things. Fist bump. This and that, darling dears. This and that. Yes, baby. Remember, you hold the whip at this moment in time. You're being spiritually guided. Okay, and all of your earthly needs are about to be met. I can't make this up. The support is on its way. Remember, I told you that. Everything is in divine timing, darling dears. The energy of Saturn, you've gone through some kind of test of your power and your will, and you have not been found lacking, darling dears. Along the way, you managed to give and receive. It could be through information, your time, sharing your knowledge with others, or you will be put into a position of influence, darling dears, from the knowledge that you've acquired. Again, Saturn energy, the rewards of it all. It took some time, darling dears. But just like fine wine, it took a while for you to cook, darling dears. You had to ferment. You had to what? Take a time in the dark. And what's the dark? The DNS, the dark night of the soul. You had to what? Self-actualize. Face yourself, darling dears. You had to stand up for what you believe to be true. And yes, this belief is taboo to many, darling dears. Many of those that are still asleep. You made some kind of personal sacrifice. Definitely other people's money. I'm feeling somebody's also getting alimony or some form of child money payments. That your partner feels as though it's bankrupting them. Yes, well, you can't be a partner if they're paying you, darling dears. What did do? Oh, wait, let's not slip off the goal, darling dears. The goal. You are being protected by your ancestral team, your security. Somebody's having a reoccurrence and memory, darling dears. The reason why the memory keeps coming back is because you have to sit with that memory. You have to sit with it. You have to face all of the emotions and everything that comes up around it in memory, because you trying to repress and bury it is making this reoccurrence, darling dears. And you have to remember, when something lowers your vibe, this is the frequency you emit, and this is what you will attract to you, darling dears. Okay, remember law 10 of the 48 laws of power. Avoid the unlucky and the unhappy, and remember, you can be the beacon that invites them in. Okay. Let's press on. Let's press on. So you've got a lot of enemies, eh? You must be doing something right, darling dears. Keep it up, Scotty. Keep it up. Going with the green intuitive cards. Let's dive right in. Oh, my gosh, it fell all the way over there on the floor. Let me see if I can slide it over here. Yeah, pull it. If it's on the floor, it's coming through the door, darling dears. Yeah, somebody who's dumb as a crumb, darling. There's feeble-minded, all the lights are on and nobody's home. Yeah, that kind of look in their eye. Yeah, undiagnosed issues, darling. There's dumb as a crumb. Undiagnosed issues, 12th house, could do with intimacy, darling dears. The itchy and scratchy, kicking like Jackie Chan in their pantaloon. It could also speak about what? Something dumbing them down, some kind of mental illness, darling dears. Yeah, where they haven't got the facts, or the facts are just beyond belief, darling dears. Undiagnosed, they're not getting the care. Did I not just tell you someone around you, or someone that's going to come into your vicinity, in the not too distant future, the next few days, darling dears, this person has a mental illness they have not healed, darling dears, and they are undiagnosed. So don't you be dumb as a crumb, darling dears. Listen to your intuition and what? Skeet, skeet, tinky winky, run away, blood. Yeah, because otherwise it will be a rude awakening, and you don't want that, darling dears. Love of your temper, love your life, love your hairline. Yeah. Regret is not remorse, darling dears. You listen. Everything is telling you to beware of a situation or circumstance that's coming towards you. You're going to be challenged or tested. This person or people have mental illness. We was talking about the hidden enemies, right? Some are a hidden enemy because you are irreplaceable. They played in your face, darling dears. Yes, baby, bent over and spread it wide. Now they're saying that you are irreplaceable. Why is Big Cat irreplaceable and Big Cat mind their own business? This boy. Yeah, they got bad karma on them like white and rice, darling dears. Yeah. What's this? Yeah, look. They want to spin off the block off on you off. Yeah, we got to get Old English, darling dears. Old English. Regret is not remorse. Difference between a Judas and a Peter, darling dears. Someone who is dumb as a crumb, or they've been telling themselves that they've had a rude awakening and a realization of you, darling dears. Because the 12th house, the 8th house could also be the acquiring of ancestral wealth, darling dears. And the wealth could be what? Of divination. We already saw it come out, darling dears. You're stepping into your true divinely guided powers. Many people will be getting a rude awakening, darling dears. Why? Because it's you, darling dears. Anyone but you. And these people, as I said, they're giving out family secrets, past things that's happened in your existence to strangers to try and bring you down. Someone who's also attempting mirror magic. I tell you always, darling dears, protect thyself. You put a black obsidian crystal, black tourmaline next to a mirror in your boudoir. Do not, I repeat, do not, if you can help it, have your bed in front of a mirror. You'll get a lot of those dreams where you feel like you're being held down in your sleep. If you can't move your bed from the mirror, cover the mirror at night time. Even the television screen, darling dears. Because the black screen was always used for scrying. Remember, it has to be covered at night time. Somebody's definitely trying to do some mirror magic on you. Done. No coming back from this. Whatever they did, darling dears, is a price to pay for everything. 12th house energy. Yes, the ancestors or the devil himself will come for his due. Remember, I told you that. Yeah, they threw you away like yesterday's newspaper, did they? Having buyer's remorse, are they? Bought something that they cashed a check that their heirs cannot, I repeat, cannot pay for. Be gentle with yourself, darling dears. Enjoy your solitude, because peace is something that can't be bought or bartered. When you've been around a lot of negative people trying to bring you down with their bad karma, trying to make your ceiling into a glass ceiling just like theirs, darling dears. Yeah, when you're around the feeble-minded, you become feeble-minded. This is why it's well be known, darling dears. If you are the smartest person in your group, get away from the group, darling dears. They will dumb down any dream, plan, or idea you might bring up. Why? It's not part of the group, lad. Yeah. Run away like Tinky Winky. Let's dive a little deeper. Let me get a deck I haven't used it in a while. Okay. Base of your deck, darling. The devil's most diligent worker. It also speaks about envy. Oh my gosh, I'm mixing them up. jealousy, envy, and hate, darling dears. Somebody's watching. This person is obsessed, darling dears. Person or people. It also speaks about low vibing nature, darling dears. A hedonist. Did you hear that, bestie? A hedonist. Yes, enjoying the carnal pleasures of life, possibly overindulging in drugs, alcohol, and possibly even escapism. This is Saturn energy, darling dears. Capricorn energy. It also speaks about the 10th house. This person is a father or a father figure. Could be your father, darling dears. Well, it's someone's dad blood. And this person is for the streets. Remember, I told you that. Maybe it's this person that wants to what? Spin off the block off on you off. Yes. Now they see you as irreplaceable. As they come back with what? The bad karma on them, like white on rice. And remember, karma is not discriminatory, blood. It will take you down with them, darling dears. You will go in that handbasket and be their twin. Because haven't you know, I noticed that when I got around the wrong person, the wrong partner, I lost everything that I built up before I met that person. Lost my mind, my dignity, nearly 2 decades, right? My hairline, my finances. Woo, child, the list went on and on till the break of dawn. Until it didn't. Until it didn't, darling dears. You can overcome anything. You have so much spiritual energy surrounding you at this moment in time. It's as though the universe has opened a special cup, darling dears, for you to drink of. Because it's your time to receive. You've given enough. But is it ever really enough to give enough? I don't think so. Depends on what it is, darling dears. Depends on what it is. Let's dive a little deeper and see what's going on with these feeble-minded simpletons. 12th house again could also represent witchcraft, spell work, darling dears. 8th house, somebody putting a spell work on your relationship, your money, your job. Yes. We've got the Queen of Wands, darling dears. The 10 of Swords. And the Sun energy. Queen of Wands, you may be a dark-skinned female or male, darling dears. You may or may not be, darling dears. You may even have a fake tan. I don't know, but this is what I'm getting. I'm telling you, I'm getting. Look, don't judge me, yeah. Back up a bit. I can't breathe. Back up. You're leaning in too much. All right. Good child. Queen of Wands telling me is that you are being seen as confident, darling dears, extremely charming, futuristic thinking. It also speaks about you're going to be making some kind of travel, darling dears. 10 of Swords is about getting over some kind of heartbreak, but Swords is air energy and air is spirit, darling dears. Some kind of this is traveling over some kind of atrocity, darling dears, because we've got a lot of grey here. And when we see the grey, darling dears, you've learned to be neutral and impartial and indifferent to many a circumstance or situation. This is why your vibration is being raised. And again, this is another travel card, darling dears. When we see the Sun energy, it also speaks about you putting the past behind you like the ponytail that it should be, darling dears. The rear view mirror style. 10 of Swords speaks about the gossip, the secrets that people are trying to resurrect, darling dears, as if them talking about you somewhere over there, out there, where you can't see, where you're not even looking because you are practicing East Island and Stevie Wonder. You're practicing it, yeah? But I'm also getting the impression that the Queen of Wands is going to be moving forward. You could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You're standing under an archway, darling, just surrounded by the sacral chakra. So you're confident, okay? You're confident, extremely creative, highly intuitive, darling dears. And for some, you are extremely fertile. This also speaks about a woman having C-sections. You've had a child by C-section. Base of the deck. We've got the 9 of Cups, emotional fulfillment, darling dears. Yeah. But this is about you not caring about what other people's got to say or do, darling dears. It's got nothing to do with you. But it's about you also understanding yourself. You're not the type of person that will break someone else down in order to get a standing or a purchase in this life. Again, highly intuitive. Your spirit animal may even be a cat, or you are the big cat, darling dears. Listen to your intuition and your discernment. Base of the deck, because you've avoided some kind of a tower moment, darling dears. A tower moment that was going to be extremely emotionally damaging to you, darling dears. Yeah, sun energy, big cat Leo energy. The sun energy is the 5th house. The 5th house is of drama. Drama.com. It's about dating, relationships. Your experience of being a child, darling dears. Your experience of being a child got you into a lot of situations that you had to overcome, darling dears, until you realized whom you are. You're different, darling dears, unique and different, and you don't look like what you've been through. Tower moment averted. What was this tower moment? Good golly and gosh, tower moment is leading. Yeah, you can lean back in now. I managed to catch my breath. Tower moment on its forehead, darling dears. On its forehead. Yeah, you avoided some kind of disaster. And it also speaks about someone not wanting a situation to end. This is also getting over some kind of form of PTSD, some kind of trauma, darling dears. Something that rocked your cranium, because the head of the tower is on the floor, blood. Okay. Moving away from a situation that was extremely oppressive to you, darling dears. You was never secure in that situation, darling dears. And it also speaks about harsh words. Harsh words to break the character that attracted this person or people to you. Again, 8th house energy. 9th and 12th house. 9th house. Oh gosh, it came out. Freudian slip, darling dears. 9th house is the house of what? Expansion, travel, foreign person for foreign land. So you and this person that you was dealing with, 9th house, marriage house, well, it's over. They didn't want it to be over, darling dears. They wanted to bleed you dry forever. They wanted you to be the dead walking or a mummified version of yourself, darling dears. This person is practicing mirror magic or spends a lot of time crying in front of the mirror. It could be because they're concealing their tears in a bathroom, in a bedroom. Yeah. But this person has got a lot of hate for you, darling dears. Lots of swords. They're always sending them out. Yeah, because they're coming from a broken place. They don't like the fact that you managed to find the 2 of Cups, the light of the Most High, and balance out your life. Yeah, they're watching you, darling dears, possibly give to others. You could be online. You could have a job that's in the public eye, or maybe you're doing something on social media, darling dears. But whatever you do, you bring satisfaction, joy, and definitely knowledge to others. Something that is tangible. They're watching you, darling dears. Look what fell on his forehead. Good golly and gosh, the 8 of Pentacles. And wasn't we just talking about the 8th house, darling dears? Money has exchanged hands. They paid for something. What did they pay for? What did they pay for? Tell us. What did they pay for? Listen, some kind of spell work against you, darling dears. Yeah, they wanted to affect your mind. They wish some kind of sexual malady in juxtaposed to the sun. It could be something that they wished on your progeny, darling dears. This person wanted you to fail or put you in a position where you would fail. But how now, brown cow, high priestess energy on the Queen of Wands, darling dears. It tells me the level of what spiritual blessing as well as what psychic ability. We all have it, but you are utilizing them. You are a baddie. When we see 2 queens in juxtaposed, the gossip, darling dears, people are talking about your work ethic, the fact that you are doing things possibly even solo dolo. Some of you started this business, this new venture or learning, whatever it is that you did, darling dears. You started it with an empty basket, meaning you was rock pocketers. Buddy, have you got a dime? Well, you did have the tsunami of this ex-person going through your life. Somebody who's, listen, you don't want nothing that they got swinging between their legs, blood. They can go and tie that on a pole. You don't want that. You're not passionate about this person anymore. This person is a liar. Look, they used your heart like a cheese grater. Betrayal, and it's again, they're still trying to betray the situation because of the pain that they're feeling from the, I told you, mirror. It's mirroring what they're feeling inside, darling dears. They're trying to put it out there into the atmosphere, into the hemisphere about you. You who's minding your business and possibly even looking after progeny. Well, look, you may even be pregnant, darling dears. Sun guard. You're minding your business, blood. You avoided this tower moment. Let's continue. Let's continue. Queen of Pentacles always speaks about knowing your worth and adding tax. You know your worth, but you had to go through some things in order to get to this self-actualization. Hold a minute, is all my cards mixed up around? How did that happen? It wasn't me. Ha ha ha! Well, I blame it on my right hand. The left doesn't know what's going on. Okay. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles, it also speaks about you having a job, some kind of position. As I said, you may be online. If you've got a business or a job, something that you've put a lot of time and effort into, darling dears, it's about to take off. Can't you see the hair energy? Yes, baby. All because you turned your back on a temporary toxic situation, darling dears. World card. Yeah. Leaving someone who is controlling. This person is now extremely codependent. They also have a lot of they do a lot of kinky stuff, darling dears. They like to watch kinky things online. This person fantasizes about you a lot, darling dears. Yeah, but they know they can't come around. They're persona non grata, darling dears. And they're a fool. Yeah, and you can't be around the foolish, darling dears, unless you be infected with the same shiznai. Again, skeet, underlay. Yeah, you did. You averted this tower moment with Folio, right? Okay, what's Folio's issue? Folio's a narcissist, darling dears, and if you've got progeny with this narcissist, they're not taking care of the parent, darling dears. This is someone who does not step up to their responsibilities. This is someone that does have ambitions, but it's usually the ambitions of the partner that they have, darling dears. This is a mask-wearing marauder, a high commander Decepticon, darling dears. What did I say? They're still out there talking. They've not let it up. Always having mouth meetings, but the mouth meeting is so bitter and poisonous, darling dears. Yeah, 5 of Swords. You've washed your face like David from the situation. This is why they're mad. And they got judgment on their back. And again, the judgment card is saying that they would like a second chance in your situation. Maybe they didn't get to finish you off the first time, eh? So they want one more round, Julie. Really? What else? Tell us some more. Because we know there's other gossip, darling dears, from people doing less than you, right? Well, I say the other gossip, right? People doing less than you. They got -5. This is illness, is mental illness. This is hoard mentality, feeble-minded, darling. There's people that's got nothing better to do but watch someone else's line. Someone who's bossed up on bitches and mitches. King of Pentacles, you may have taken a risk, and again, you could be an entrepreneur, darling dears. Yeah, the devil's not welcome, neither is their chat or their talk. It also speaks about you overcame some kind of addiction. Maybe you was addicted to the person. Sometimes you have to remember, right? This person, or whomsoever it was, they had to betray you the way that they did. And it had to hurt like no other. It had to. Why? Because you would have not let go of that situation. You wouldn't have. You was going 1 million for someone that wouldn't even cross the road to piss on you if you was on fire. They wouldn't. And if they did, it'd be self-serving. Why? Because someone's got to take care of the kids, pay the bills, and you've got to get up. You've got no time to be ill. Sometimes when divine moves them out of the way, when they betrayed you in the worst way, darling dears, that was the only way your soul could be separated from this karmic soul tie. And I'm telling you, they talk about you, but they ain't doing better than you, blood. Yeah, you're the one that really has the true tales from the big chair, darling dears, what you overcame. And again, this could also be the subconscious mind. Somebody's leaving a job, darling dears. Either you've got a new position or you're stepping out. Yeah, they're not doing better than you. No, bringing up old shit. Bringing up things that are not clear, darling dears. And again, this is not divinely guided stuff. Look, bitter and twisted. You've got Emperor on his face. This is male or female, darling dears. This is someone that can't co-create by themselves. Somebody who is not sitting at the feet of the Most High, darling dears. Empress energy. This is Empress's Earth as well as Earth, water, and Venus energy in the reverse. So this is someone who's selfish, someone who's cut off from their creativity, darling dears. Yeah, or they are too creative with their words, darling dears. A skilled, skin-peeling liar. And this is current energy, darling dears. In the reverse, it looks slitty-eyed, in it. It's like, what? What are they doing now? They're wondering how come you managed to get all of the support. Moon energy, darling dears. And this is a always fake for you, darling dears. They may have had a terrible relationship with their mother. The mother was a liar. Moon energy could be things done in the dark. It could also represent abuse, an abusive mother. Or they're putting it out there that you are an abusive mother, but aren't you the one with the progenies? Doing everything, King of Cups. And you're set, darling dears. And you're about to be what? Outside. Hey! Woo, child. Hermit energy in the reverse. Your DNS is officially over, blood. It's over. You're about to what? Present yourself to the world again, darling dears. Yeah, King of Cups, third eye shined up to a bitchin', shining again. You're between two poles of wisdom, darling. There's duality and balance. Yes, this could also be a King of Cups that's coming towards you. Listen, if it's someone who's got the King of Cups energy, this person is set. They may be over the age of 35 or of an older worldly mind, understanding life. They've got their own house, car, career, darling dears. But this is someone that comes with loyalty and will speak truth, darling dears. Someone that will what? Protect you. What's this? That's Scorpio on him. If it is, we're back in the 8th house again, darling. This didn't take long before we was back there again. Okay. Alright. King of Cups could also speak about an offer, but again it speaks into your emotional maturity. Don't engage in none of this foolishness. Let them talk about what they want to talk about. Alright? They're damn fools, innit? And fools will always find fools to what? Parlez-vous with. You don't speak that language, Tower moment. Yeah, cut off these situations with a quickness, and it also speaks about a sudden change in your life. Tower moment, darling dears. Lean in, bestie. Lean in. Yeah, you can lean back in this time. Good child. Because Tower is fire, Mars, and Uranus energy. So the Mars energy is about you, what, taking the initiative in a situation, darling dears. But Mars with Uranus could also speak about sudden change, okay? A sudden change could, because Mars rules accidents, darling dears, and Uranus also rules electricity. But again, it says sudden change, so beware of an accident over the next few days, darling. Be careful with your temple, blood. Don't take no extra risks like, I don't know, bungee jumping, or, I don't know, lion taming. I don't know. What do you call risque? Right? My form of risque might not be your form of risque. We know this. High Priestess. Yeah. Sudden change. Beware of an accident. Mars and Uranus together, darling dears. Beware of an accident. Or you're going to be hearing of Folio getting into an accident. But, yeah, Folio. This also speaks about a breakdown of a relationship. Oh, the relationship that was all glimity and glamity. It's not working for them. That's their business. Alright? Oh, look at this. Folio is done with the situation and they ain't coming back from that. Oh well. No bad deed goes unpunished, just like no good deed goes unpunished. Remember I told you that. Sometimes the punishments, we don't see it, darling dears. It's not for our eyes. It's not. What did I just say? They're under judgment. Folio's under judgment, guys. Everybody take a wide berth. And look, moon energy. Shady but gady, darling dears. Okay, judgment. Their judgment is your blessing, darling dears. Wheel of Fortune 1010. You're about to make a breakthrough. I told you something major is coming towards you in the shape of material wealth, darling dears. I'm also hearing donation. You'll be able to donate. Is somebody going to donate to some kind of hospital? I heard hospice as well, because 12th house and 8th house is also end of life. Why is all the cards all twisted and turned around? Because you have to know there's definitely a message or a signing of a contract that's coming up very quickly, darling dears. Very, very quickly. Okay. Let's get another deck. Let's get another deck. So what's Folio's problem, blood? looking at old photos, darling dears, reminiscing, going down memory lane, that dark, dismal path, yeah. Having nostalgias, darling dears, and they would like to make new memories with you. Good golly, gosh, it would be, it would be like watching that film Saw, S-A-W, Saw number 77. Yeah, they want you to be a walk-on. No blood. What did I say? They've got extra addictions, darling dears, and it could also speak about what? Demonic spirits on their back, darling dears. They're codependent, obsessed. Yeah, restraining all that. Listen, whatever you had, it's over, darling dears. Don't engage with this person or people. Leave them where they are. And they got bad luck on them, darling. There's no abundance, no wisdom. Listen, no nothing. They ain't got nothing. Listen, they will come in and do you way worse than they ever possibly did to you in the past, darling dears. Leave them where they are. They've sowed injustice and they're about to reap the calamity of the karma that they've created. Remember, divine may ensure that they hurt you and betrayed you in such a way that you had to remove yourself. They was karma for you. No, you was karma for them, and they was dharma for you. They activated dharma in your life. Are we done with this? Yeah, look at them chasing you. They ain't gonna fall into that bottomless pit. Nope, they're gonna find another what? Low-hanging fruit, a bottom feeder. Someone who's simple-minded, darling, dears, easily pliable. Somebody that will put up with their shit, naive, but they're not happy where they are. Because why? You're irreplaceable. And they wants to spin off the block off on you, darling dears. All these undiagnosed demons and issues. Yeah, the rude awakening is that what? Your closer business, darling dears. You're in spiritual quarantine. Calling your ancestors, your security. Remember, we don't argue and fight. It's rich white lady season for the big cat, darling dears. We get a team. Yes, yes, yes. They need to hit the road just like Jack. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, my Patreon, or my TikToks, where I also upload videos. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets.